Beijing, the capital of modern China, as well as the Yuan, Ming, and Qing dynasties, has a history dating back over 3,000 years to the human settlements in the area during the Western Zhou dynasty. The Second Opium War, Boxer Rebellion, fall of the Qing dynasty, warlord era, and Japanese occupation brought the city foreign domination, economic hardship, loss of sovereignty, and destruction of cultural heritage. Today, the Chinese government prioritizes preserving Beijing's over 3,700 registered cultural relic sites, as well as the city's 126 nationally protected ones, enjoyed each year by the city's over 22 million citizens, 182 million domestic visitors, and over 1 million international tourists who visit Beijing. Let's have a look at some of these historical treasures. Forbidden City. The Forbidden City, also known as the Imperial Palace or Palace Museum, is a sprawling palace complex at the heart of the city, serving as the imperial residence and political center of China for nearly 500 years. This former home of the emperor covers 180 acres and contains 980 buildings with over 8,700 rooms. Zhongshan Park. Zhongshan Park, located just southwest of the Forbidden City, is a historic imperial garden known for its serene landscapes, cultural heritage, and proximity to Tiananmen Square. The complex, originally known as the Altar of Land and Grain during the Ming and Qing dynasties, where emperors performed sacrificial rituals for bountiful harvests, was renamed Zhongshan Park in 1914 to honor Sun Yat-sen, the founding father of modern China, when the park was opened to the public. Jingshan Park. Located just north of the Forbidden City, Jingshan Park is a historical imperial garden offering panoramic views and cultural significance. It was originally built during the Yuan dynasty as a private imperial garden and later expanded in the Ming and Qing dynasties. Its central feature is Jingshan Hill, an artificial mound created from soil excavated during the Forbidden City's moat construction. The park's hill has 5 peaks, with the center one hosting Wanchuan Pavilion, which is a prime spot for viewing the Forbidden City and Beijing skyline. Jingshan Park provides a serene escape from the bustling city and is frequented by locals for Tai Chi, singing, and dancing. Beihai Park. Beihai Park in central Beijing is one of China's oldest and best preserved imperial gardens, offering a serene blend of natural beauty and historical architecture. Established over 1,000 years ago, Beihai Park began as a pleasure garden during the Liao dynasty and was expanded by the Jin, Yuan, Ming, and Qing dynasties. Spanning 171 acres, the park centers around Beijing Lake and Changhua Island. Today, Beihai Park is a popular public park for locals and tourists, where visitors enjoy boating, strolling, Tai Chi, and seasonal events like lotus festivals. Summer Palace. The Summer Palace is a vast imperial garden and palace complex, primarily used by the Qing dynasty emperors as a summer retreat. Originally built in 1750, it was destroyed during the Second Opium War in 1860 and was rebuilt in 1888 by Empress Dowager Cixi, who renamed the sprawling complex the Summer Palace, where it served as a political and recreational hub until the fall of the Qing dynasty in 1911. Old Summer Palace. The Old Summer Palace was once a vast imperial garden complex built during the Qing dynasty that was both a residence and administrative center for emperors before its destruction in 1860. Larger than the new Summer Palace, the Old Summer Palace was a masterpiece of Chinese garden design, blending pavilions, lakes, bridges, and hills with Western-style buildings, inspired by European Baroque architecture. The complex housed vast collections of art, books, and treasures, many of which were plundered or destroyed. During the Second Opium War in 1860, British and French troops looted and burned the complex, leaving it in ruins. The old summer palace's destruction remains a symbol of national humiliation and represents a focal point in Chinese narratives about Western imperialism, fueling resilience and ongoing efforts to recover the looted artifacts. Temple parks. Beijing is home to 4 parks, each with a temple dedicated to a celestial body or element built for imperial rituals. The parks are located in the south, north, east, and west of the city, reflecting the cosmological balance of ancient Chinese urban planning. Temple of Heaven. The Temple of Heaven Park, built in 1420 during the Ming dynasty, was where emperors performed sacrificial ceremonies to pray for good harvests, particularly during the winter solstice. The complex symbolizes the connection between heaven and earth, with a design rooted in Confucian cosmology. Open to the public in 1918, the Temple of Heaven complex is now a recreational park where locals practice Tai Chi, dance, and play music. Temple of Earth. The Temple of Earth Park, also known as Ditam Park, was established in 1530 during the Ming dynasty to complement the Temple of Heaven. Emperors conducted summer solstice rituals here to honor the earth, praying for stability and prosperity. A public park since the early 20th century, it's a popular spot for locals to relax, exercise, and socialize. The park's temple fair draws large crowds, blending historical reverence with modern festivity. Temple of Sun. The Temple of Sun Park, built in 1530, was used for rituals honoring the sun, particularly during the spring equinox, reflecting the Ming dynasty's emphasis on cosmic harmony. The free public park is a favorite for locals to walk, practice Tai Chi, or relax with a tranquil atmosphere, contrasting the bustling Chaoyang district where it is located. Temple of Moon. The Temple of Moon Park, also constructed in 1530, was used for autumn equinox ceremonies to honor the moon, completing the cosmological quartet symbolizing balance with the other temples. A public park since the 20th century, it is a peaceful spot for locals to exercise or stroll. Less visited by tourists, the Temple of Moon Park offers an authentic glimpse into Beijing's community life. Beijing Ming Dynasty Wall Ruins Park. The Beijing Ming City Wall Ruins Park preserves the longest and best preserved remaining section of a stretch of the city's Ming Dynasty inner city wall built in 1419. The park's centerpiece is the southeast corner tower, built in 1436, with 144 archery windows, which is the largest surviving corner tower in China that once housed 200 soldiers and features ramps for horses. The park, established in 2002, offers a serene escape with green spaces, ancient trees, and plum blossoms that attract visitors in spring. Yuan Dynasty Capital City Wall Relics Park. The Yuan Dynasty Capital City Wall Relics Park is a historic urban park in Beijing's Haidian and Chaoyang districts that preserves the remains of the northern city wall of Dadu, the capital of the Mongol-led Yuan dynasty. The city wall of Dadu was built between 1267 and 1276 under Kublai Khan, marking Beijing's emergence as the political center of China. After the Ming dynasty overthrew the Yuan, Dadu was renamed Beiping, and the city was rebuilt southward, leaving the northern wall outside of the new city boundaries. Designed as a key cultural relic site in 1957, the park was established in 1988 to protect the remaining 10-meter-high earthen wall. The park is Beijing's largest linear park. Linglong Park. Linglong Park is a serene urban park established in 1989 on the site of the former Ming Dynasty Sishou Temple. The park's centerpiece is the Linglong Pagoda. Sishou Temple was destroyed by fire during the Qing Dynasty, leaving this pagoda as the primary surviving structure. The pagoda, with over 400 years of history, is one of Beijing's most splendid historical structures and a protected cultural relic. Buddhist temples. Beijing is home to numerous Buddhist temples, many of which have undergone preservation efforts to maintain their architectural, religious, and cultural significance. Lama Temple. The Lama Temple, originally built in 1694 during the Qing Dynasty as a residence for Prince Yong, is one of the largest and most important Tibetan Buddhist monasteries outside of Tibet. The temple has been well preserved due to its status as a significant religious and tourist site. Restoration efforts in the 1980s and 90s focused on repairing murals, statues, and wooden structures. Regular maintenance ensures the preservation of its intricate Tibetan Buddhist paintings, sandalwood Buddhist statues, and colorful architecture. Fa Yuan Temple. Founded in 1645 during the Tang Dynasty, Fa Yuan Temple is one of Beijing's oldest Buddhist temples, established to honor soldiers who died in battle. The temple now houses the China Buddhist Academy and a library of Buddhist scriptures, emphasizing its role in preserving Buddhist texts and culture. Wolfo Temple. Wolfo Temple, also known as the Temple of the Recumbent Buddha, is a historic Buddhist temple located near the Beijing Botanical Garden. The temple is named after its iconic bronze recumbent Buddha statue, symbolizing the Buddha's entry into nirvana. Wolfo Temple was established during the Tang Dynasty around the 7th century and has a history spanning over 1,300 years. The temple was destroyed and rebuilt multiple times across various dynasties. The current structure primarily dates from 1734 during the Qing Dynasty. Tanja Temple. Tanja Temple, located in the western hills of Beijing's Mentou-Go district, about 25 miles from the city center, is one of the oldest and largest Buddhist temples in Beijing, with a history spanning over 1,700 years. Founded in 307 AD during the Western Jin Dynasty, it predates the establishment of Beijing itself. The temple has undergone multiple renovations, with most existing structures dating to the Ming and Qing periods, preserving their architectural styles. The temple is renowned for its blend of spiritual, historical, and natural beauty, nestled in lush mountains, with ancient ginkgo trees, including the emperor tree that is over 1,400 years old, planted during the Tang Dynasty. Historical preservation of Buddhist temples in Beijing reflects the city's commitment to safeguarding China's cultural and religious heritage amid modernization. Hutongs. Beijing's Hutongs are narrow historic alleyways that form a maze-like network of traditional residential areas. They date back to the Yuan, Ming, and Qing dynasties, when Beijing was planned with courtyard homes connected by these alleys. Post-1949, many Hutongs were demolished for modern infrastructure, especially during the 1980s through 2000s urban redevelopment. Today, fewer than 1,000 remain, with some protected as cultural heritage sites. Nanluoguxiang. Nanluoguxiang is one of Beijing's most famous and vibrant Hutongs, located in the Dongcheng district, near the Drum and Bell Towers. The narrow alley is a well-preserved example of Beijing's traditional alleyways dating back to the Yuan dynasty. It originally housed imperial officials and merchants, with traditional courtyard homes lining the alley. Nanluoguxiang blends Beijing's old-world charm with modern vibrancy, representing the city's evolution. A cultural hub where history meets contemporary art, food, and nightlife. While commercialized, The Hutong is protected as a cultural heritage site, with efforts to maintain its historical facades. The Chinese Ethnic Culture Park. The Chinese Ethnic Culture Park is a large-scale cultural attraction in Beijing that showcases the diverse heritage, architecture, and traditions of Chinese 56 officially recognized ethnic groups and has been a significant site for cultural preservation and tourism. The park features 44 ethnic villages, each replicating traditional architecture at a 1-to-1 scale. The park aims to preserve and promote the cultural heritage of China's ethnic groups and serves as a window into China's ethnic policies and diversity. Historical preservation is a top priority in the city of Beijing.